Viewer discretion is advised.
When Anne first sent me the story about this place, I knew this was one that we had to do. Welcome to Holy Hill. Holy Hill in Hubertus, Wisconsin was completed in 1931. The massive 435-acre property also has a massive history of coming to be. But the hauntings of Holy Hill begin with a hermit. A French man named Francois Sabrio allegedly announced his engagement to a woman while studying to become a priest. As that naturally created controversy, Sabrio moved away by himself to allow time for the community to forget. In that time, the woman he was engaged to decided to be with other men. Upon returning and catching wind of her cheating, Sabrio murdered her, or so the legend goes. The Holy Hill website only states that Sabrio murdered, quote, someone he loved. After finding his way to Quebec, Sabrio found a diary and a map from 1670s French expeditions. The findings depicted a hill believed to be a holy place, Holy Hill, where a shrine and a cross was put up in honor of Jesus' mother Mary. Sabrio then traveled to Wisconsin to Holy Hill, believed to be seeking forgiveness for his murder. Along his journey, he developed paralysis, which was supposedly cured upon his first night of praying on the hill. Since then, many people have seemingly had their ailments cured after praying on the hill. Sabrio became a so-called hermit and eventually constructed a small cabin to live in. In 1920, a new shrine was constructed, and by 1926, a shrine was already being constructed to replace the shrine from 1920. The third shrine was completed in 1931 and is the current shrine of Holy Hill. Eventually, Sabrio supposedly disappeared. After finding this place somehow, because there were no markings leading to it, this is the Carmelite Cemetery at Holy Hill. The cemetery was located off of the main road behind a chained-off driveway. No markings led to the small plot. This Carmelite Cemetery is said to be home to a terrifying spirit that shows up in photos in the form of a mist, and can show up as a mist to the naked eye as well. This mist is said to take the shape of a man, many people believing it is the ghost of Francois Sabrio, the hermit of Holy Hill. There are many other strange phenomena said to be present on or near the massive Holy Hill grounds, such as other spirits, a bear-like man that the news depicted falsely as Bigfoot, and a goat man. While some of the entities may be sillier than others, we were there to see if the hermit's ghost still lurks in the Carmelite Cemetery.
We're going to try a necrophonic session in the Carmelite Cemetery.
The necrophonic app is a sound bank that randomly flips through different bits of words in hopes that spirits can take those little bits and form them into a full response.
Is there anybody here who wants to talk to us?
Is that a yes?
Is there anybody here who wants to talk to us?
Do you like all the tourists here, or are you happy to be in an area that's kind of farther away? Leave.
Why do you want us to leave?
Leave. Leave. Can this hill actually cure your ailments?
this hill actually cure your ailments?
Is the spirit of Francois here? Did he find peace here? Did he find peace here?
Can you show up on camera for us? Can you show up on camera for us?
We heard that a figure of a man shows up in pictures. Can you appear in one of our photographs? Not getting a whole lot.
Well, thank you for speaking with us if you did. We look forward to talking more with you at night.
Thank you. Goodbye. That's interesting. It just stopped.
Yeah.
Anne and I took and reviewed some more photos, seeing nothing.
Alright, so we have a baseline of 0 right now.
Then I tried walking around with an EMF detector.
If there's any spirits here, please walk up and come touch this meter and it'll let me know that you're here.
We unfortunately got no more communication. We prayed that nighttime would give us more evidence, and as the sun began to set and we returned, our wishes were granted.
Alright, the sun is starting to set and we are back in the Carmelite Cemetery. Let's start out with the dowsing rod session.
If there's a spirit here that would like to speak with us, make an X. Oh. Oh, thank you. Okay, we're gonna ask you some questions, and to answer yes, you move the rods to the right. To answer no, move them to the left. What do you want to ask them?
Are you Francois? Is Francois' spirit able to talk with us?
Make an X if you're still here. I feel it pulling outwards instead of to the sides. That's odd. Like towards where the camera is. Especially this left one. I feel like if I let go, it would fly right at it. Okay, let's try this again. I'm not getting anything now. Initially it was pulling. You want to try?
Sure.
Swap.
Is there anybody here that would like to communicate? Alright, wow, it's like a magnet. Okay.
Oh, you're having better luck than I was.
Are you Francois? Whoa, yes. It's weird that he's talking to me and not you, but maybe it's because his wife, you know?
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to you about what happened. Obviously it must have felt bad, right? Are you still here? Yes. Are you the only spirit here? Are you the spirit that people say they see here? Looks like it's leaning towards a yes. It's so weird they're moving on their own, like antithetical to my breathing.
Cool.
Are you able to turn yourself into a mist and show up in our photos? My fingers are like aching. Are you able to show up in our photos? Yes. If we take some right now, will you? Just keeps going further, so I'm gonna take that as a second yes. You wanna take some?
Sure.
3, 2, 1.
Though I did apparently make contact with Sabrio, the Hermit of Holy Hill, we did not capture anything in our photos. Yet.
Alright, now we're gonna try to do a necrophonic session in front of Jesus falling for the second time. This is not only a cool sculpture, but maybe it'll help bring some spirits over, who knows?
Yeah, I never know. Is there anyone here that would like to speak with us?
Did Francois talk to me in the cemetery? Yeah.
Yeah?
Did Francois talk to me in the cemetery? Yeah.
Yeah?
What happened with him and his almost wife?
Is there a reason why you didn't want to speak to me directly? What? What? What?
I'm gonna try the dowsing rod one more time.
What did
You
I
have-
say?
I'm gonna try the dowsing rod one more time.
What did
You
I
have-
say?
Dowsing rod one more time.
If you want to talk to us through the dowsing rods, you can too.
Oh wow, that's
Eggs?
weird. I don't know, it like hit right away and then it didn't.
It's like the energy's kind of moving in and out. It's not static.
Is there any spirits here?
Yes.
Is there any spirits here?
Yes. Thank you. Goodbye.
Maybe we got a couple things with that, but again, it just feels like that just doesn't give us anything here.
No. Well, I feel like the energy's just like not. It's just waving like this.
'Cause-
moving in and out.
Yeah, I mean, right away I got the dowsing rod hit, like immediately when I walked over here with them. So it's definitely conscious. It's just weird that it keeps drifting around. Although I guess if I was stuck here for eternity, I'd want to drift around and look at everything too. Alright, we just had something weird happen with that camera where it just turned off by itself. So let's just try the spirit box and see if anything else weird happens.
Yeah.
Hopefully it does.
The PSB-7 Spirit Box is a radio that flips through frequencies at a rapid rate, and that rapid rate creates white noise that spirits can talk through.
Are there any spirits that would like to talk with us? All you have to do is walk over and talk into this device. All you have to do is walk over and talk into this device.
Yes. I heard it.
Are you a child? Are you a child? Here. Come have a seat next to Anne.
Come and talk to me. What's your name? It would be nice to know who I'm talking to. Can you show up in the pictures? Do you not like to talk to girls or women?
Anne tried the spirit box for over 5 minutes without a single voice. In a haunted place, that doesn't really happen. Then I jumped in to see if I could get any response.
Let's see if there's any difference. Francois, you talked to me before. Can you come talk to me again? Come sit right here. Come sit right here. Are we able to see the mist figure? Can that show up for us? Can that show up for us? Can that show up for us? It's so weird. It only talks to me. Or guys, at least. It's the paranormal patriarchy. It's the paranormal patriarchy. All right. Let's walk up by the cemetery. If you want to take some pictures sitting there. Whoa. 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 I'm not afraid of you. Give me a reason to be. Give me a reason to be. Give me a reason to be. It's supposed to be a holy place, so if you're not pure energy, you need to leave. Can you show up as that mist?
Okay, I'm gonna take some pictures, and if you want to show up in them as a mist or an orb or what have you, feel free.
If there are any kind spirits that would like to have their story told, please talk into this device and share your story with us. I'm gonna take a couple pictures. Can you show up in them for me? All right, thanks for talking. All right, I'm gonna take a couple images really quick, and then I think it's time to say goodbye.
This image seems to have a haze and a weird streak across the middle. My phone could have simply been picking up a hair on the lens or something, so we can't really count it as paranormal. Our other pictures at the time also didn't capture anything. Earlier, however, we did capture a couple strange light balls, orbs, which are the form that spirits show up as in photos, hovering eerily in the woods. Their standoffishness in these photos seems to go along with Anne's theory that the spirits seem to move in and out as if they weren't sure if they really wanted to talk with us. Holy Hill was an absolutely gorgeous place to visit, naturally attracting many tourists. Holy Hill's Carmelite Cemetery, on the other hand, was most likely purposely hard to find and access. For the caretakers, the secluded area is most likely the best spot to keep tourists out of the graveyard. But the seclusion is also good for the protection of those tourists. For whatever reason, there seemed to be a darker presence lurking about when we tried to make contact. Whoa. We caught multiple instances of what we thought sounded like swearing, which is not something you would expect from a holy place. We did make contact with the so-called hermit Sabrio, but we could not determine if that dark force was him. Most of our evidence we discover off-site while playing it back, as it is incredibly difficult to discern voices and more live in person. However, interestingly enough, we determined in person that Sabrio seemed sexist, in that I was the only person he talked to. We caught a voice seeming to allude to the fact that he wouldn't talk to Anne because she's a woman. Did Sabrio's cheating fiance influence him to dislike speaking with females? We've never experienced this before, and my stupid paranormal patriarchy jokes seem to not be a joke. While we didn't see a wolf man or any other strange urban legend being, we did seem to find a presence at the so-called Holy Hill that seemed a little too unholy.